Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video with AEW in 2022. You join us, our final Dynamite on the road to the AEW versus New Japan show, and we've got a bit of news regarding that. Kinda. So, just to confirm, one of the guys we do have on a loan deal that we managed to bring in is Switchblade, Jay White. Over the period between last week's Lightning and this week's Dynamite, Switchblade's contract came up. I went to offer a contract. You cannot offer a contract because Switchblade is on a 2-appearance loan deal, which is fine. I was going to use him at New Japan. I was going to bring him in for either a Dynamite, a Lightning, or possibly for the Tag Team Spectacular. WWE put a contract in, New Japan put a contract in. We are in an awkward situation where New Japan star, Switchblade Jay White, will be on loan to AEW to perform on a show, and then we'll be signing with WWE at the end of the month. So yeah, it's very interesting. But I know we didn't get Switchblade, but it means it truly is a war. You know, WWE are taking some people from us now, they're taking people from New Japan. We're missing out on people from them, so which is good as well, because it doesn't make it just easy, we'll take them. We've took a lot of people from WWE, let's not sugarcoat that. There's a lot of people that have made the jump. Most, I would say, suit the AEW product. That could be debatable for some, but personal opinion. But yeah, it just adds that wee bit of spice. I still want us to be a bit bigger before we go to war, but I just felt like that was worth pointing out before we obviously get to the AEW New Japan show. Again, gutting, there's no Ibushi, there's no Okada, there's no Naito, there's no Tanahashi, but we'll still have a good show, and we'll utilise the members of our roster, which are New Japan alumni. If we can bring the others in, great, we'll go for it. If not, it's all about experimenting in TW, and that's something we want to try. Anyway, we've got another Dynamite. This is the road to that particular show. Let's do it. So this week we are in Hoffman Estates in Illinois, and we have our usual dark portion of the show. Layla Hirsch with the victory over Shotzi Blackheart in 10:18. This gathered a 44 rating. You can see that some of the WWE ladies are just not over compared to counterparts that Layla was unemployed in this. We've brought her in obviously an AEW talent IRL, and yeah, she just shows she's further ahead in her development than Shotzi Blackheart. We then had one of our New Japan visitors on a 2-event loan deal, so they will have another appearance at the Super Show, but I just felt like it made sense. The match up between two couples was a pre-show match with a decent reaction from the crowd and subpar wrestling as Tony Storm and Juice Robinson defeated Cassie and Shawn Spears in 10:18 when Tony Storm pinned Cassie with a strong 0. In terms of in-ring work, Juice Robinson was head and shoulders above everyone else, which is good for him. Excellent chemistry with him and Tony. I might look at that one. If a deal can be made to bring in Juice, then that could be a good potential for our mixed tag team division, but 64 overall. Next up in the women's division, we had Thunder Rosa with a win over Penelope Ford in 9:41 via a reverse DDT. 37 overall, pretty level in terms of in-ring performance. My phone goes off, fantastic. Next up, Johnny Gargano defeated Mark Quinn in 12:19 with a Hearts Donut. A 71, 73 for Gargano, 59 for Mark Quinn. Both guys with pretty good chemistry, which lifted the match up. And the Young Bucks were in action in the main event as they took on Allin Angels and Cody Vance, with the win being in 8 minutes 11 when Matt Jackson got the pinfall over Allin Angels. A 71, 97 and 95 performances for Matt and Nick Jackson. So, well, I mean, that sums it up. Pretty underwhelming. Just an 83 for our opening segment, as we have Kenny Omega in the ring. He's looking forward to the New Japan show. Cody and AJ came out and just say, well, we know what the announced main event matchup is. We've all been leaders of the Bullet Club. As I say, this will be interesting to see who believes they were the best leader. Everyone, even though Cody and AJ are on the same side, go, well, you were good, but I was good. This leads to the final man coming out, Prince Devitt, and he says, well, let's be honest, Cody was never really the leader, and I was the man that started it all and made it what it became. So there's going to be one man standing in that tag team matchup at the Super Show, and it's going to be Prince Devitt. We also get confirmation from our announcers, our main event for the evening, TNT Champion versus World Champion, as Prince Devitt and Cody Rhodes will go one-on-one. Just 93, it's a bit disappointing, but that's what it is. And we move on with our main event for the night set. Straight on women's action in a terrible matchup, Anna Jay picked up the victory over Nikki Storm in 7:37 by pinfall. A very good 63 rating here. I'm in a weird way with Nikki Storm. Like, I don't think she's over, but her performances have been absolutely fantastic. And I know that she's down in this as the crazy Nikki Storm. I need to bring in the best in the world, the best in the galaxy. But she's doing well here, as I say, very humble of her to put over Anna Jay as we continue to build her up. And a good victory for the Dark Order member. We then have Brian Cage doing a little training vignette. It's just basically him lifting lots of weights and all that and just saying, look at me squashing all these random objects that he's got around about him. And that's going to be what happens to not just Prince Devitt but also Samoa Joe when I capture that TNT Championship. So he still gets eyes on the prize in a 72 rated segment. Then had a decent reaction to the crowd in Subpar Wrestling as Ricky Starks defeated Luchasaurus in 8:47 with a Buster Keaton. This was a 64. Continuing this feud between the Jurassic Express, Chris Jericho, and of course the Uprising. So the heels pick up the win here through Ricky Starks. And after this we have of course Jungle Boy at the side of the ring with his partner, and MJF just decides to beat the living crap out of Jungle Boy to show them who's boss. 86, top rated angle of the evening. We then had Sheena Baszler and Layla Hirsch going to see Mick Foley. And Sheena saying she wants that women's championship shot. She doesn't have long left in her career and she wants to make sure she gets out as world champion. She says, Mick Foley says to her, you got to earn it, keep picking up victories and we will consider you for that championship match at Double or Nothing. It was a 73. I felt like having a protege, Layla Hirsch, there as well is a good opportunity to get her some exposure in this promo. So maybe some over in this game for Layla, hopefully. With some tag team action, we had two men from the Hangman's Posse, the Butcher and the Blade, take on Hangman's rival Shinsuke Nakamura and a surprise partner, Darby Allin. Just felt like I've not really utilised Darby. Good matchup to put him in. And it was the team of Nakamura and Allin who picked up the win in 9:57 with Naka pinning the Blade with the Samoan driver. A 72, Darby stands out and the Butcher was the weak link. And we just see a frustrated Hangman at commentary, head in his hands. He just can't seem to get a break and he's getting really, really frustrated. We then had some tag team action, and this is so frustrating because I was hoping this tag team would kick on. Might be short lived. Decent matchup as the team of Lance Archer and Killer Kross defeated the EU in 10:28 when Lance Archer pinned Claudio Castagnoli with the blackout. 69. Miro and Claudio are great together. Lance Archer and Killer Kross don't work. Speaking of don't work, so I had that great angle where Austin Creed was going to bring in someone that was going to lead Miro, himself and Claudio to the next level. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. The person that I was going to sign was going to be The Miz. I may as well reveal this because it's not happening now. The Miz was at the time, I believed, a free agent. He had retired from wrestling through injury, so was strictly going to be a manager. So the plan was that he was going to lead them going forward. But with him being signed on an exclusive written contract with MLW, that will no longer be the case. So I need to get to the drawing board. There will have a manager come in. It just won't be my initial idea. So I'll need to keep them talking and hopefully eventually an idea can come to my head and we can bring someone in. But speaking of teams with managers, this will still go. It just means Eddie Kingston talking about how he's got a proper killer elite squad here. Imagine that with Lance Archer in there. But he just says disposing crap like Peter Avalon and bringing in a ruthless killer like Killer Kross, bringing in a murder hot monster like Lance Archer. These guys are going to be untouchable in AEW and a lot of people around here are going to be running scared of all these bad men. So 58 promo, Eddie Kingston has surrounded himself with some very dangerous and vicious individuals. Then had some tag team action as the Dark Order's Evil Uno and Stu Grayson defeated Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela in 7:19 when Evil Uno surprised Sonny Kiss with a roll-up. 53, can see there, Sonny's still getting over, but I've not utilised them great in this. To be fair, because of Janela's overness, they've been perfect to put people over, but their time will come eventually. This leads us to a hype package for Johnny Gargano, because obviously we've used him in the pre-show, but we want our audience to remember who he is, and that he's just debuted, so just showcasing how it's been a good acquisition to get Gargano in. We then cut to a segment backstage, and it is Sir Brody Lee going up to Reynolds and Silver just saying, I'm seriously, the two of yous, just fuck off. I mean, look at Anna Jay, she's taken everything I've said and she's turned into a star. Look at the words I gave to Uno and Grayson, and they've won tonight. Used to, I just, no matter what I try, cannot help you guys. So from now, I want you nothing to do with the Dark Order. Just move along and, you know, do what you need to do. The Dark Order will be fine without you. It's up to you guys to find yourselves, but it won't be with me. So 33, Reynolds and Silver are dejected. I still don't know if I'm going to do that babyface turn, even though this is here. But I think there might be one man that these two might be able to hook up with. But they are gone from the Dark Order going forward. AJ Styles gets the win over Tyler Bate in 9:33 with a calf crusher, 61. Tyler Bate sustains ankle tendonitis, so that's going to trouble him for a long period of time. But I just felt like in this instance it was worth just try to get AJ over. That's the problem. Like, the matchup's going to be hampered by that injury, but his declining physical ability and WWE's lack of pop with him is certainly is hindering him. I'm hoping we can gain that back in the upcoming couple of weeks. And their main event for the evening had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat, and we had Cody Rhodes defeat Prince Devitt in 21:46 with a handful of tights. 81, let's be honest, if this is psychology in it, I think we're a quite close contender at about 94, 95 here. But actually look at both guys' psychology before we started, 80 for both of them, so we need people to be over 80 before we can trust them in the main event, hence why Kenny's been thrown in most of them. So this was a little bit of a trial and error, but it's good to know that Prince Devitt v Cody Rhodes certainly can do the job if somebody can get a bit more psychology. Wender's show, standing tall, Kenny's come in to try and help save the day, but it leads to a 4-on-2 beatdown as Omega and Devitt are beaten down by the New Age Horsemen of Cody Rhodes, Ace Austin, AJ Styles and Pete Dunne. 84, and you're hoping these kind of angles can benefit all their overness. As we finish the show, 81, so it would just be Pop in Mexico. We didn't have the greatest promo at the start, we didn't have a great main event, but I still think it's like a solid show. It moves a lot of things on going forward, and yeah, psychology, we'll get over it. As I say, we took a while to get over the situation with the colour commentator role, and I'm sure we'll be fine with this as well. So let's have a wee look at what we've got. Oh, that's not good. First off, the show's good, that's not what I was alluding to. So, Shima, who was due to return from injury, has called it. Injured then, a year and 3 weeks. A year and 3 weeks, so that would have took him to... No, he should have been back, I think. A year and 3 weeks from then. Oh no, I gave him surgery and it didn't work out, that's what it was. But yeah, that injury and botched surgery has cost him his career. What have I done? Tyler Bate will be out of action for a few months, so that's not ideal for that feud either. And Alex Shane joins WWE. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now we've got an incident with Renee Young. What the hell's Renee done? Why is Renee Young on soft drugs? Renee Paquette is identified as a soft drug. I don't believe that for an instance. But, yeah, sorry, Renee. We need to kind of rehab you. She's unhappy. Moxley's unhappy. Oh my god, this has went from bad to worse. And then Eddie Kingston has also been flagged. This is for the second time. Sorry, Eddie, man. I need to keep a clean ship here. And WWE are trying to sign Layla, so I will not be having that happen on our watch. We're giving her a long-term deal because of her age, and well, let's be honest, if this save goes 8 years before the new TW, I'd be very surprised, so we should do that. Fine. Shima returns and retires on the same day. It's mental. How long's his contract left? 7 months and 3 weeks, handshake deal. That's not bad. He's just a manager. See, honest. Oh well, wrong one. But that's how long since I've used this. That was like 2 years ago. We'll be letting Shima go. Aye, I'll terminate his contract later. The Dynamite, 2.88. Nowhere near Lightning, but obviously that get a good boost. But yeah. So a few things there that are going to cost us going forward. Actually, what I want to quickly check, we've got medical. So Eddie Kingston is out for 5 months through rehab. So Killer Kross, Luster, and Lance Archer, that plan will change quickly. Still 3 months and 2 weeks for Isaiah Cassidy, 4 months and 3 weeks for Matt Riddle, 3 months for Renee, 2 months for Tyler Bate, but he can work angles. Yuka's just under 6 months, and Zoe Lucas another 2 months. So we are looking at 2 months before we get any of those wrestlers back. But the good thing is we've got such a massive roster that we don't really have to worry about that. In fact, we have 57. We need 57. 160. Although, to be fair, as bad as that sounds, please take into account that's a lot of open contracts to put people over and test them and see if they work, like your Allin Angels, your Cody Vances. And at the same time, that's all your New Japan guys that are in for like 2 appearances, so you'll probably see maybe 20 or more trimmed off that. But we now have Dynamite in the books. We're off to book Lightning, and then you can see it there. AEW versus New Japan Global Wars. 1 is in a couple of days' time. So I think we'll do New Japan and Global Wars this time, and then next year we might just make it Global Wars, and we'll try and bring people in. If I just quickly go to Alliances, hide that, never saw anything, but you can see there we can put people in from Noah, PWG, NWA and Impact, so we can bring in a lot of people from around the place. So that's like Alliance loans that we can get people in. Can we maybe invite Ring of Honor? Or everybody else is pretty much in an alliance, which is kind of limited it. So you're kind of screwed in that regard. But remember as well, like talent trades, get rid of that one, sorry. People in from AAA, we can get people in from Impact, we can get people in from New Japan, Noah, NWA, PWG, so the forbidden door is open, certainly, in this particular save. So, we'll call it there. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you'll join us for for Lightning, and then again for the big Super Show. And then we've got a 2-week build to the Tag Team Spectacular. So cheers for watching, good day, good night, see you soon, bye bye.